Welcome back to Easy English Talk Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Easy English Talk Podcast. It is so good to be here with you today, and I hope wherever you are doing well and feeling great.
It is always a pleasure to be here, Ryan. I have to say, today feels like a really good day for a meaningful conversation.
It really does, Priya. Before we get into things, how has your day been going so far? Anything interesting happen?
Honestly, it has been a calm and quiet morning, which I really needed. I made a good cup of tea, sat by the window, and just felt grateful for the stillness. How about you?
I love that. My morning was a little busy, but in a good way. I got some reading done early, which always puts me in a great mood for the rest of the day.
That is such a good habit. Starting the day with something meaningful really does set the right tone.
It absolutely does. And speaking of meaningful, I want to take a moment to check in with all of you who are listening or watching right now. Where are you tuning in from today? Are you at home, on your commute, maybe taking a quiet break somewhere?
We always love knowing where our listeners are. It reminds us that this little podcast travels so far and reaches so many different lives around the world.
It really is something special. And I also want to gently ask, is this podcast helping you? Are you finding that your English is improving, that your confidence is growing, that you are picking up new ideas and ways of thinking?
That is such an important question. We put a lot of care into every episode, and we truly want it to be useful for you. Not just entertaining, but genuinely helpful in your everyday life.
If it is helping you, please do share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us where you are from, what you enjoy about the episodes, and what topics you would love us to cover next. Your feedback means so much to us.
And even if you just leave a short comment saying hello, we love that too. It keeps us motivated and connected to all of you.
Now, today we are discussing 7 mistakes to avoid in Ramadan. This is a topic that is important, practical, and deeply relevant for millions of people around the world.
And even if Ramadan is not a part of your personal life, there is so much wisdom in this conversation that applies to self-discipline, health, habits, and spiritual growth for anyone.
Exactly. So whether you are observing Ramadan yourself or you are simply curious and want to learn, stay with us. By the end of this episode, you will walk away with clear, practical insights that can genuinely make a difference.
And of course, you'll be practicing your English the whole time, which is always a beautiful bonus.
Let us start by understanding what Ramadan is, just briefly, so everyone listening is on the same page. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar, and it is observed by Muslims all over the world as a month of fasting, reflection, prayer, and community.
During Ramadan, Muslims fast from dawn until sunset every day. That means no eating, no drinking, and a strong focus on spiritual discipline throughout the entire month.
It is a deeply meaningful time, but it is also a challenging one. And because it is so intense, many people, even those who have observed Ramadan for years, fall into certain habits or patterns that actually work against them.
That is exactly the heart of today's conversation. These mistakes are common, they are understandable, but they can take away from the beauty and the purpose of the month if we are not careful.
So, let's walk through them one by one, thoughtfully and clearly. And as always, we are not here to judge anyone. We are here to share understanding and help people make the most of a truly special time.
That is exactly the right spirit. Let us begin with the first mistake, and honestly, it is one of the most common ones I hear about every single year.
The first mistake is overeating at iftar. Iftar is the meal that breaks the fast at sunset, and it is something people look forward to all day. But too often, people sit down at iftar and simply eat too much, too fast.
And this is completely understandable. After a long day of fasting, your body is hungry, and your mind is telling you to eat everything on the table as quickly as possible.
But here's the problem. When you overeat at iftar, your body has to work extremely hard to digest all of that food at once. You end up feeling heavy, tired, and sluggish for the rest of the evening.
And the evenings in Ramadan are actually meant for worship, reflection, and connection. If you are too full to move or too tired to stay awake, you miss out on the most beautiful parts of the night.
There's also a physical side to this. Eating large amounts of food after a long fast can spike your blood sugar very quickly. This sudden rise, followed by a sharp drop, can leave you feeling drained and low in energy.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, actually gave very wise guidance on this. He encouraged breaking the fast with just a few dates and some water first, giving the body a gentle start before eating a proper meal.
That simple practice is actually backed by modern nutrition science too. Starting with something small allows your digestive system to wake up gently rather than being hit all at once.
So the advice here is to slow down at iftar. Eat in stages, enjoy the moment, and remind yourself that the food is not going anywhere. There is no need to rush or to pile your plate too high.
The second mistake is skipping suhoor. Suhoor is the pre-dawn meal eaten before the fast begins, and many people choose to skip it, either because they are too tired to wake up or because they simply do not feel hungry that early.
This is a mistake that really affects the entire day. Suhoor is not just a meal. It is fuel. It is what gives your body the energy and nutrients it needs to get through many hours of fasting.
When you skip suhoor, you are essentially starting your fast from dinner the night before. That can mean 15 or even 16 hours or more without any nourishment, which puts real strain on your body.
You are also more likely to feel extremely hungry during the day, which makes it harder to focus, harder to be patient, and harder to enjoy the spiritual side of the fast.
The interesting thing is that suhoor doesn't need to be a big meal. Even something simple, like a bowl of oats, some eggs, a banana, or just some bread with a protein can make a huge difference.
The key is to choose foods that release energy slowly. Complex carbohydrates, proteins, and healthy fats are your best friends at suhoor because they keep you satisfied for longer.
And drinking enough water at suhoor is just as important. Dehydration is one of the biggest challenges during fasting, especially in warmer climates or during the summer months.
So if you are someone who tends to skip suhoor, this Ramadan, try to make it a priority. Set your alarm a little earlier, keep the meal simple, and think of it as a quiet, peaceful moment before the day begins.
The third mistake is spending too much time on screens and entertainment. Ramadan is meant to be a month of focus and intention, but for many people, especially in the evenings, hours are lost scrolling through social media, watching shows, or simply being glued to a phone.
And this is not about being strict or harsh with yourself. It is about awareness. The evenings in Ramadan are precious. After iftar and prayer, there are only a few hours before suhoor, and how you use those hours really matters.
When you spend most of the night watching content or scrolling endlessly, you often end up going to sleep very late. Then waking up for suhoor becomes a struggle, and the next day feels exhausting before it even begins.
There is also a deeper cost. Ramadan is an opportunity to reconnect with what matters most: your faith, your family, your inner self. Screens can pull your attention away from all of that without you even realizing it.
This does not mean you need to avoid your phone completely, but it does mean being intentional. Ask yourself, is what I am doing right now adding something meaningful to my Ramadan, or am I just filling time?
Small changes can help a lot here. You could put your phone in another room after iftar for at least an hour. You could replace 1 hour of scrolling with reading, reflection, or a real conversation with someone you love.
The fourth mistake is skipping sleep. This one is closely connected to what we just talked about, but it deserves its own space because it is so important and so often overlooked.
Ramadan naturally disrupts your sleep routine. You are waking up early for suhoor, staying up for late prayers, and trying to fit everything into a compressed schedule. Sleep often becomes the thing that gets sacrificed.
But sleep is not a luxury. It is a necessity. When you are sleep deprived, your mood suffers, your patience runs thin, your concentration drops, and your physical health starts to feel the effects.
And here's something important to think about. Ramadan asks a lot of you spiritually and emotionally. It asks you to be patient, kind, reflective, and generous. All of those things are much harder when you are exhausted.
The solution is not to sleep through the whole day, but to be smarter about rest. Taking a short nap in the afternoon, even 20 or 30 minutes, can do wonders for your energy and mood.
Going to sleep as early as possible after night prayers also helps, and creating a consistent sleep rhythm, even within the unusual schedule of Ramadan, gives your body a sense of stability.
Small adjustments to your sleep routine can genuinely transform how you feel and how much you are able to give during this month. It's worth paying attention to.
The 5 mistakes is focusing only on food and missing the spiritual side of Ramadan. This one is perhaps the most important mistake of all, and it is one that many people fall into gradually without even noticing.
Ramadan at its core is a deeply spiritual month. The fast is not just about not eating. It's about purifying the heart, strengthening your relationship with God, increasing in gratitude, and becoming a better version of yourself.
But when the focus of the month shifts entirely to food, what to cook for iftar, where to eat, what new recipes to try, the deeper purpose of the month can quietly slip away.
This happens in many households, especially when a lot of time and energy goes into preparing elaborate meals for iftar. There is nothing wrong with enjoying good food. Iftar is a celebration, but it should not become the center of everything.
A simple way to restore balance is to set a small spiritual goal for the month.
It could be reading a certain amount of the Quran each day, spending 10 minutes in quiet reflection, or simply being more conscious of your intentions throughout the day.
Even small acts of worship, done with sincerity and focus, carry enormous weight during Ramadan. The key is to be present and intentional rather than just going through the motions.
And it is also about the quality of your fast, not just the physical act of abstaining from food. Your words, your thoughts, your actions, all of these are part of what the fast is meant to refine.
The sixth mistake is being unkind or short-tempered. Fasting is physically and emotionally challenging, and it is easy to let tiredness or hunger affect your mood. But this is actually one of the key tests of Ramadan.
The fast is meant to build patience, empathy, and self-control. If we are irritable, harsh, or unkind to the people around us, then we are missing one of the most important lessons the month has to offer.
It is very common to see people become short-tempered at home, especially in the hours just before iftar, when hunger and fatigue are at their peak. Little things can feel bigger than they are, and small tensions can escalate unnecessarily.
This is where awareness becomes so powerful. Just recognizing the pattern, knowing that you tend to feel irritable at a certain time of day, can help you pause and respond more thoughtfully.
There is a beautiful hadith, a saying of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, where he advised that if someone provokes you or argues with you while you are fasting, you should simply say, "I am fasting."
That simple phrase is a reminder to yourself and to the other person that you are in a different state of mind and heart during this month. It is a way of choosing peace over conflict.
Kindness during Ramadan is not just about avoiding arguments. It is also about actively doing good. Checking in on a neighbor, giving generously, smiling more, being patient with family. All of these are forms of worship in this month.
And these small acts of kindness often have a ripple effect. When you are gentle and warm with the people around you, it creates a calmer, more loving atmosphere in your home and community.
The seventh and final mistake is being inconsistent throughout the month. Many people start Ramadan with great energy, motivation, and intention. They pray, they give charity, they read, they are focused. But by the second or third week, the enthusiasm starts to fade.
This is extremely common, and it is nothing to feel ashamed of. Sustaining high levels of devotion for 30 days straight is genuinely difficult. Life continues around Ramadan. Work, family, responsibilities, they do not pause for the month.
But here is the beautiful challenge of Ramadan. It is not asking you to be perfect every single day. It is asking you to be consistent, to keep showing up, to keep trying, even when the energy is low and the enthusiasm is quieter.
One practical way to stay consistent is to focus on small, daily non-negotiables. These are the things you commit to doing every single day of the month, no matter what. Even if everything else feels hard, you protect these.
It could be something as simple as reading 5 verses of the Quran each day, or making 1 extra prayer, or giving a small amount of charity daily, or spending 5 minutes in sincere gratitude before bed.
When you anchor your Ramadan around small, consistent actions, rather than big, dramatic efforts that burn out quickly, you build something sustainable. And sustainability is what transforms a habit into a real change.
There is also wisdom in recognizing that some days will feel more spiritually alive than others, and that is okay. The effort itself is what matters. Showing up on the hard days is often more valuable than ease on the good ones.
Ramadan also gets more intense as it approaches its final 10 nights, which are considered the most blessed of the entire year. Saving some energy and intention for that last stretch is a beautiful way to end the month with strength and purpose.
And that ties everything together really well, Priya. All 7 of these mistakes, overeating at iftar, skipping suhoor, too much screen time, neglecting sleep, missing the spiritual side, being unkind, and being inconsistent, they are all connected.
They all come from the same place. When we lose awareness of why we are fasting, when the month becomes routine instead of intentional, these patterns creep in naturally.
But the good news, and there is always good news, is that awareness itself is the first step towards change. Simply knowing these mistakes exist and recognizing them when they happen gives you the power to choose differently.
Ramadan is a gift. It comes once a year, and it brings with it an energy and mercy that is unlike any other time. The more intentional you are about how you spend it, the more you will carry with you when it ends.
And that is really what this month is about.
Not just surviving 30 days of fasting, but coming out on the other side genuinely changed, more patient, more grateful, more connected to what matters.
More kind to yourself too, I would add. Ramadan is not a month of punishment. It is a month of love, discipline, and renewal. Treat yourself with that same gentleness you would offer someone you care about.
That is such a beautiful point, and I think it's the perfect note to start wrapping up on. Let's quickly revisit the 7 mistakes we covered today, just to make sure they stay with you.
The first was overeating at iftar. Slow down, eat in stages, and honor your body's need to ease back into nourishment.
The second was skipping suhoor. That pre-dawn meal is your foundation for the day. Even something small can make a real difference.
The third was too much screen time in the evenings. Be intentional with your nights. They are precious and short during Ramadan.
The fourth was neglecting sleep. Rest is not laziness. It's what allows you to give your best to everything else.
The fifth was missing the spiritual heart of the month. Food is part of Ramadan, but it is not the center. Keep your intentions clear and your heart engaged.
The sixth was being short-tempered or unkind. Your fast is a test of character, not just physical endurance. Let patience and kindness be your practice.
And the seventh was inconsistency. Small, steady daily habits will carry you further than big bursts of effort followed by exhaustion.
Those 7 points, simple but genuinely powerful. And I hope that no matter where you are in your Ramadan journey, whether it has not started yet, whether you're in the middle of it, or whether you're looking back on it and reflecting, this conversation offers something useful.
We hope it does. And remember, improvement does not have to be dramatic. Small shifts in awareness, small changes in behavior, they add up in ways that are quietly extraordinary.
To everyone listening right now, thank you. Thank you for spending this time with us, for choosing to learn, to reflect, and to grow. It means everything to us that you are here.
Truly, from both of us, thank you. Ramadan Mubarak to all who are observing, and a warm, peaceful greeting to everyone else. We hope this month brings you something beautiful, whatever you celebrate or carry in your heart.
And before we go, we just want to gently let you know that the Easy English Talk podcast has many other episodes waiting for you. Episodes on confidence, communication, habits, life skills, and so much more.
Each episode is made with the same care and intention as this one. So if today's conversation was helpful, we warmly invite you to explore what else is there for you on the channel.
You might find exactly what you need for your next step in English learning or in life. Take care of yourselves, be kind to those around you, and we will see you in the next episode.
Until then, keep going. You are doing better than you think. Take good care, everyone.